So I want to introduce a little icebreaker before we get into some of the topics. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, name something that people do on social media for attention. But I want you to name something from the opposite sex. Okay. So let's do the ladies first because I feel like the men they're gonna be a little rowdy tonight. So let's the ladies go first. So
They get
Brittany,
the body done.
the the man, we talking about the man. We gotta give
Oh,
critiques.
men been getting their body done too.
Ain't
Them
no, ain't
abs,
no, ain't no real men
them
doing that.
abs is
Oh,
fake, baby.
I seen
Don't
they
let them.
begin the BBLs, the height
Yeah.
surgery, the hairline surgery.
Oh God.
Man, y'all whole body be manufactured. Please stop.
Manufactured, your
But
beard is
don't forget
manufactured.
the enlargement, boo.
Yep.
Sign me
They,
up for
they
that
going
one.
to China. They getting the enlargement. Yep. Y'all going to 4 inches to 6. Okay.
Okay.
So what about
Four
you,
to
Sarah?
six.
Four.
You
That's
gotta at least
that's
go to
struggle
8. You
game
can't
right
waste
there.
no weekend.
Wait. You can't say that. The average size is about 4 to 5 inches. Cash. You can on the background, Cash.
Listen, man.
No. Okay, Sarah.
Somebody live by an alley.
Right.
Sarah, name something that the opposite sex do on social media for attention.
On women, blame women for all their problems. Men do that a lot on social media.
That's true.
That's a fact. On
I agree.
YouTube, ding, ding,
Mhm.
ding, ding. They blame women for everything.
Yep.
That's
They-
I
that's
thought, but do they do that for attention? Was what you said. That's not
Yeah,
what
they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely.
It's easy clicks, easy comments. All the sad, lonely men go along with it. They get tons of attention.
Yep.
That's a fact.
I agree.
Yeah.
They do. They do for attention and to like be like, you know what, I'm all big bad, this and this, but these women are X, Y, and Z. You know, it happens all the time.
I don't know why people
They're
blame
always
the help.
alpha males too.
Incels.
No, it's
I
not
don't-
alpha males.
Alpha male. Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
alpha males.
yeah.
I
It is.
don't know why. I
That's
don't know
beta
why.
males.
Yeah, alpha males don't blame the help for the problem.
Yes,
Exactly.
they do.
Nah, listen, it's
Yeah.
a difference between holding a woman accountable and blaming them. I think that women get that mistaken, and they think that just because you hold them accountable, that you're blaming them. And it's two different things, right? My life is phenomenal, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to ignore what it is that I see on a day-to-day basis. And so they got to differentiate, they got to separate the two. Just because we hold them accountable don't mean that we blaming them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the focus does seem to be more on holding women accountable than it is to holding men accountable.
You have to.
That's
Y'all
No,
don't
I
hold
just-
each
No, you
other
don't.
accountable.
Well,
I just think-
the reason that, let me tell you why you have to. The reason that you have to is because you can't advocate for equal and then don't want equal responsibility when it comes to the results, right?
Okay.
So I can operate how I'm going to operate within my household, meaning that my chick is going to be submissive. I'm going to get the results for it and so on and so forth, right? But then at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and ignore the idea that, like, for example, family court laws, right? Those are things that men can't control. But then women that advocate for equal at the same time advocate against updating the family court laws when they also want equal, but they don't want equal responsibility. So I can sit here and I could be objective enough to say, listen, if you're going to do equal, then you got to eat that, right? But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to operate with, operating my masculinity within my household.
You believe women? You think women want equal?
At the same
Yeah,
time.
but men and women are equal though.
It's never going to be equal is the thing.
Never.
It's
And
not
if
about
men are
whether
going to
it's
be
equal.
leaders, if men are going to be the leaders in society, then they have to take the accountability.
Yeah.
Leaders
It's
take
No, 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 no,
accountability.
no, no, no.
Responsibility and accountability are on the leaders. It's not on the people following them.
Oh, she's
If
spitting
a
facts.
if
It's
a company
too many-
fails, it's on the
Yeah.
CEO, not the employees.
No.
She must have been watching our show.
Don't blame
It's-
the janitor,
it's-
honey.
The interesting thing about that, though, is
Yeah.
that you can't sit here and have this conversation in good faith when
Yeah.
it's too many men that's getting out of prison that was accused of something that they didn't do, right? Because accountability doesn't absolve you from responsibility, right? Just because I can take accountability for my circumstances, don't remove the responsibility or accountability on your end for your participation in it, right? So if I'll give you an example, if a chick purposely, right, sets a dude up, like let's take for example the Duke lacrosse team, right? They bust the chick down, right? She came in voluntarily to do it, but then in order to save her reputation, she lied on and got all of they, got them arrested, got their reputations ruined, got their scholarships taken. So you saying that we shouldn't hold her accountable for that?
Now we got to
We
hold the
leader?
accountable
That's
for
one
that.
example, though. We're not
Well,
talking
there's
about
plenty
that.
of examples because it's too
Talking
many
about like just
men.
because somebody showed up willingly doesn't mean they consented to everything that happened in that situation.
But she admittedly lied. She came back and said that I lied on these dudes, but then nothing happened to her as a result of it. Why shouldn't society hold her accountable for what it is that she did to other guys? Or should we just say, well, all men should just own that shit? Fuck that. Why shouldn't we
gotta
hold
own
her
it.
accountable for what it is
No,
that
she
she did?
needs to be held accountable.
Yeah,
they
but
gotta
not
own it.
all men are owning that shit. It was the men
gotta
that
own it.
showed up in that situation. Like that's
Men.
one situation.
Exactly.
They gotta own
And
it.
this is why you have to hold women accountable, because they have this
Nah.
skewed sense of reality. And the problem with men often at times is that they validate this shit. And what y'all do is y'all validate it by being the ultra masculine, I'm the alpha man guy. When in reality, being an alpha male has nothing to do with you taking shots for hoes that do they shouldn't be supposed to be doing in the first place.
Hello.
That's bull.
Yeah, women are the
I
weaker
love
vessel.
hoes. Stop
But let
It
me
don't
say this,
mean
though.
that don't mean nothing.
Women are the
It's
weaker
still putting a
vessel.
gun on you.
I don't like it's a waste of if they were special. If I carried a woman as being special,
Thank
then maybe I will waste my time doing that.
Yep.
But
Okay,
if you walk around the world believing women are special, you're already losing.
Well, what does women being special have to do with holding them accountable?
It's
But
very
also-
much because women are they run in chaos. Their whole life is in chaos. If I watch a 30-second clip of a woman and I gave a about what that woman was saying on that clip,
Facts.
I'm the loser.
Yep.
Because I know in my presence, she's going to carry herself differently. See, the only ones that care about it is the one who's actually experienced that type of bull.
But
And
see,
that's why they
and
get triggered.
this is the problem, because I literally just did a show of a dude that got his paycheck garnished from a chick that put his name on the birth certificate and he had never met her before in his life. Now, what happened in his household is that it was absolute chaos because he had a wife, his paycheck was about to start being garnished, and they couldn't even force her to take a DNA test until they went to the news and they started getting visibility for it in order to hold her accountable, because she then had to, deal with the embarrassment of her reputation, and took a DNA test, and obviously it wasn't his kid, and he had never met the chick in the first place. And so,
how did she know him?
from the society's perspective, she literally put anybody's name on a birth certificate in order to get the social benefits.
But see,
But
that's
from
Just a random dude off the internet?
y'all have to remove how you personally deal with a woman from what we dealing with as a society, right? And the fact of the matter is, because there are more women in society, you are now experiencing a space where single mothers are raising the dudes that then are taking over society, which is one of the reasons why you have so much proliferation in the LGBTQ community, why you see so many black women are determining your elections, why you see so much that's happening across the board as far as determining what your laws are, who the Supreme Court justices are, who's going to be determining where it is that your kids go to school at and what they're getting taught. And so it's much bigger than how you feel about what your is doing inside of a relationship. And like I said, two things can be true at the same time. What masculinity is has nothing to do with holding a woman responsible. And as a matter of fact, masculinity is holding women accountable, especially if they are under your care.